And Code with Rajesh. Now, in this video, as we discussed in previous class already, what are ML, DL, and AI, and difference between them. So, in this lecture, we are going to see what's ML and the types and the real world applications. So, first of all, we'll start with this machine learning. Ever wondered how the YouTube works while you search something, and like that only you will get similar kind of things as a suggestions? How Netflix work? Those are kind of application, or you can say where machine learning is applied. So simply the machine learning is where we analyze and give the outcomes on the data. Like if you predicting first, if you want to predict something, like you have customer data of sales, like in November you have highest sale like 10 lakh, in December it was 9 lakh, let's assume this. So if you put that data into machine learning model, that will analyze the pattern and understand what would be the next month, or it can predict what would be the next month salary or outcome, kind of. If I want a January outcome, what would be the financial year to, like in next financial, what would be the salary or some, sorry, our revenue from the January. So it will take and analyze the pattern of December and November, then it will predict for January. So how it looks like first it will take the data, that thing, and then it will recognize the pattern and apply the ML model, or you can say algorithm also, and after that it will generate the prediction. This is how base of ML model works. Like in simple language, ML model is like something that analyze the data and recognize the patterns on that, and on that basis it predicts what you want. It can be also separate the data also on the pattern recognition. Like now we are going to see what are the types. Before that we will see this, like how the traditional programming and the machine learning which we are using nowadays, how those are different. Like first, what is traditional programming? Those are rule based programming where we explicitly writing all the rules for the next outcome. But after this is was older one. Like see, you first define the input, first give the input, then you will define the outputs by using some rule which you will predefined already. In machine learning, it's different. First, you will give the data, and output data will be generated, and then you will first learn the rule from that data by recognizing the pattern and many things, and that it will generate automatically the output if you give the input. This is how the traditional programming and machine learning differ, where traditional programming gives explicitly programmed things, but in machine learning, it recognizes the pattern and give the prediction on that. Hence, we in machine learning we also have three categories. You can say first is supervised learning. So, what is supervised learning? Let's see here. It's like first, what is supervised learning? Like label data means it will first going to see the all data. Let's take an example of real world. Like if you're teaching a child like 10th standard, uh, you will first give him the things that what you are going to teach and what you will teach on that some period, and after that you will take the test. That test itself is like label thing, means you already taught him, and he know what kind of things will come, and he will predict on that, or he will write the answer like that only. The supervised learning world with the label data means first you will give the independent term and dependent variable. Independent means something which depends, like marks, like marks, study hours, like that. And dependents like score, kind of thing. And by using that, you will give the input and it will predict output using labeled data. And the supervised, unsupervised learning, it's a kind of learning where we actually just separate the things or understand the patterns in that. Like if there is something data set called a movie recommendation, kind of. If some movies are like similar to each other or near to each other by using by IMDb rating, so it can be just segmented or clustered in the same thing, in the same cluster. So that's the basic idea of unsupervised learning, where we actually just separate or analyze the data. In the reinforcement learning, we actually train it by using input or output methods and the rewarding system. Like you have sorry, not car one. Wait, like you have an example of child. Take an example of child where if he does good work, then you will appraise him. If it does wrong thing, then you will punish him. By that, he will get to know that that thing is wrong. So I have to improve. So that's how the reinforcement learning works. Means reward and reward system. So that's it. These three are the main categories of supervised and unsupervised. Sorry, these are the main categories: unsupervised, supervised, reinforcement of machine learning. Like it's a types or category you can say. So there are some real world example we are going to see, like YouTube, Netflix. We already seen how the recommendation system is going to work. Like if you give them a suggestion on that, sorry, if you give write a prompt on something or you see in YouTube, so that kind of thing well accumulated, and then it will suggest on the similarity of that data, a cosine similarity you can say. On Netflix also, if you see one kind of movie, so it will going to see the genre, the type, and the author. By that, it will give you the suggestion on that and the face unlock. So it's a kind of like authentication, you can say. Authentication, like if the previous data is already stored, will label face name. If it matches the properties of the previous stored in databases, so that will be unlocked. Means if your face matches the databases which you already registered, so it will unlock. Google Maps are there and Amazon suggestions are there, and then many things we are using in machine learning. So that's it for this video. We will see the code in the next one, like for linear regression and the mathematics behind it. So thank you, and be with Code with Rajesh. We'll see another things in next lecture. Thank you. 17.